So I'm back down the allotment today. Thought it's about time I've got some seeds started now. First one we're doing some spring onions, white Lisbon. Secondly, we have musselburgh leeks, which are just some wheel cows. I did these last year and they worked out pretty good. After that I've got a sunflower mix, which is Henry Wild, Evening Sun and Autumn Beauty. So I plan to have a few more flowers on the allotment this year. And then last but probably not least will be the broccoli Autumn Calibres. So I'll just get some trays filled up and see how we do. So I'm going to get the broccoli done first. Compost I'm using is just standard multi-purpose compost. Just shut the greenhouse, might be a bit quieter. Which is my local hardware store, not mentioning any names. It's pretty good quality stuff though, and it's like super cheap, so can't really complain. Just to like watering so that when I put the seeds in they don't scatter out everywhere. I'm going to pop about 1 or 2 seeds in each cell. That should be sufficient. I did this broccoli as well last year, the same one, and they worked out pretty well. Just going to get my little dibber, make a tiny little hole in each one. I'm going to aim for 2 seeds per cell if possible, but if more go in they can always be thinned out to keep the best anyway, so not really too much of a issue to be honest. Those are the seeds, if I can get it on the camera. The camera's sitting on the top of my greenhouse, so it's a bit hard to judge exactly where I'm pointing. I don't know, someone's going to say yes you are doing more than 2 seeds there, but I only said roughly. As I said anyway, if more come up I'll just pull the weaker ones out and keep my strongest. I don't generally grow too many brassicas anyway, so if I only get maybe 2 or 3 out of these, it doesn't really bother me too much. But there's definitely a space on the allotment for them. I'm just going to push these back in. Give them a final water over now. This is all just water out of my rainwater butt that's attached to my shed, so should be pretty clean water. I mean, I know we live in the Midlands and it's not exactly the ozone friendliest place in the world, but I'm sure they'll do just fine. So with my sunflowers, as they don't really like being transplanted very much, I've got some of these peat pods or fibre pods, whatever they're called. Those were juiced last year in B&Q. Then I can just transplant straight out of these, straight into the ground, without too much transplant shock. These are just little 6-cell pots they are. I'm not sure how many sunflowers I'm going to do because they're just they're packed like a mix, so you don't actually know which variety is which. So I'll just see what I get. But probably one of the easiest flowers I've ever grown would be sunflowers, so I'll just pop these on, get them all filled up because they're one of these 6 trays as well. I'm going to be putting some spring onions in there as well. So that's all my sunflowers potted on there. I'm just going to bring these over here and pop them down next to the onions. So for the spring onions, all I'm going to do is lightly water these in. I've done quite a few normal onions this year, so I'm not going to grow too many spring onions. And I'm just going to leave them in little clusters. And then they'll go out in a cluster and pick them as and when you need them. As I said, the onions are White Lisbon, and they're quite a well-known variety. So I aim for about maybe 5 in a cell. Once this decides to actually drain out, that is. Just going to give these a light covering over now. Should be enough. Job done. So for my leeks, I'm going to be using a pretty tall pot now, just to get a bunch of them going. These are what my fruit trees came in, so I already had the pot. I've got about that much I'm going to sprinkle over the top. Put another fine layer of compost over those. Just enough so they can break through. Then I'm going to get this watered in. So time to give you a quick little look in the greenhouse now. Now I've potted up all my seedlings I'm going to be doing for today. These here are, I'm trying to think what these are. They was just out the store. I'll try and put a thing underneath to remember what onions those are. That's what comes from me not labelling. Up the top of the peas, which coming out quite good now. Compost feels like it's drying up a bit, so I might get a bit of a water today. Down here with the broccoli I've just sown. Under there we have lettuce and beetroot, which have both gone down. These are my tray of Zabroon onions, which I've took out of the house now because they've all germinated, so they should do okay. They're pretty tough. Back up here again, more peas up there. Down here with the same onions are the ones that are over there, but I can't remember what they are yet, unless I've already put a little thing down the bottom. Spring onions there, which I've also forgot to label, just a little 6 cell there. These you can see are Alyssa Craig, or however you pronounce it. They need a bit of water as well, but they're all germinated. They ain't going to be giant onions, but I did Alyssa Craig last year and the taste is pretty nice. These are just the sunflower mix, hoping them germinate soon. And then we've got the musselburgh leeks back there in the deep pot. So we're at the greenhouse now for the moment. I'm just going to give you a little look at this. What I plan to do this year is separate this bed into 4 different beds, rather than just 2 large beds there. Make more use out of it. Because generally I put my potatoes in there, but this year I've decided I'm going to grow potatoes in buckets, because the ones in the buckets tend to do better than the ones I've had in the ground in previous years. So if it ain't broke down, fix it, I should say. These beds are dug, but something, dog or cat or something's already been having a good dig through those. This bed's had plenty of chicken manure chucked on this now. You can just about see it on the top there. Could do with a good dig in there as well. These are my Shenshu Japanese onions, which aren't doing too bad. Still small at this stage, but I planted them a bit late. They're supposed to be planted in the autumn, but I left it more of like mid-winter. This bed here I've put some where my runner beans are going to go this year, and my French beans. I've chucked a big dollop of manure on there and some leaf compost, which I made last year. Bring you around here. All my sweet corn is still in there from last year. Definitely need to work on getting that bed cleared out. I might do that in a minute, but it does look a bit tedious. Then again, that's what we're here for. Strawberries, not much changed. Could do with a bit of weeding, that's about it. Bring it round here. Where I've put these blackcurrant bushes in. The shoots are just about coming through now. So, I should do pretty good this year. What I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days is how I've got all this weed shitting down here. All the rest of my allotment, all the paths, I'm going to scrape out all the old bark chips and all the crap weed sheeting that was put in here when I already came to the allotment. And then all these weeds won't keep coming through. I'm going to scrape it back to bare soil and then do it all with new weed sheeting. And then try and locate some more wood chippings if I can. Preferably for free, but if not, I'll just keep the weed sheeting down. Because these paths, the weeds grow really bad and they come back the same every year. The weed sheeting underneath is just this cheap stuff that just pulls apart. So if I can pull it apart, a weed's going to get through that. The only things really still growing are the kale. That's about it. So that's me about done for the day. I've got a few bits to go over. Got some seeds started. That's about all I'm going to be doing. I'm coming to the Edible Garden show this Saturday. I'm coming up with Nigel. So I'm not sure who you guys are coming. Leave a comment in the box below if you are. It'd be good to meet up with some of you, especially the ones who regularly comment on my videos. So I know they're not that interesting, but people still seem to watch them, so I appreciate that. And I've had quite a few more subscribers in the last week or two. My phone notifications have been going wild, so I thank everyone that subscribed and all of that kind of stuff. So that's me for the day. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see some of you at the garden show. If not, thank you for keep watching the videos, and I look forward to replying to your comments. Thanks for watching. Take care.